Hi friends, how are you all? So welcome back. We have already discussed a few basic concepts related to accounting and we also discussed the golden rules of accounting. So now in this lecture we will discuss the last leg of the concepts related to accounting. Okay. And we have already, as my usual routine, I have already told you, I usually go through the definition of any concept. Through the definition of accounting, we have already discussed the concepts related to recording, classifying and summarizing significant manner, and in terms of money transactions events, we have already discussed. Now, it is the final thing related to interpretation of accounting information. Today, we will be discussing concepts related to interpretation and interpreting the results. Okay, so first of all, what do we need for interpretation? See, if I am keeping on maintaining an accounts and I don't know, for when to when I should interpret the result. I have already prepared the records, classification, summarization, and okay, but I do not know from when to when I should do. Right. So that is required. The time frame for which we need to prepare accounting information is very important in the study of accountancy. Okay. So, first concept here is the accounting period. That is accounting period. What is this concept? Accounting period concept states that all accounting information should be maintained and interpreted at regular intervals. That is, all accounts should be maintained for a fixed period. Okay, that is, it is generally 1 year or 12 months. So, after a regular interval of 12 months, the particular information for the relevant accounting period will be interpreted. Okay, this is the first concept. In India, it is generally done from 1st April of 1 year to 31st March of the next year. It is a period of 12 months. Okay. And so this period should be maintained always. You cannot tell I will maintain 1st April to 31st March this year. Next year I will maintain from 1st June to 31st March. We cannot tell. It should be regular and it should be continuous. Then the next concept that comes is consistency. See, there are many things for which we need to apply some policies or assumptions. One such item is depreciation. Okay, there are many methods for valuing or for calculating depreciation. Many methods are there. Okay, basically there are 2 or 3 methods, but this consistency concept states that it is not only for depreciation, for anything. If an accounting policy is chosen now, it should be maintained always. It should be continuously, consistently and continuously maintained. But now you may ask me whether it is possible to change. If there is any law that states that you cannot maintain this method, you will have to go to the other method. Then we have no other choice but we will have to change the method. So, in that situation, if we are changing because of law, or if we are analyzing or if we are doing an analysis and we find that the other method will give a better picture of our information, we have already studied the qualitative characteristics, reliability, relevance. So if the other method will give better picture of our financial activities, then we can change. But we have to give that firm disclosure that earlier this method was maintained, from this year we are maintaining a new method. This is very important. Okay, then there is a concept of matching. What is this matching? See, let me say sales. Okay, matching and revenue recognition. These two are very related. Actually, it can go from here to here or here to here. Both ways too. Sales we are taking. Okay, when do we recognize a sale? Just let me say A is there and A is telling B that I will be selling you goods for rupees 1 lakh next month. And I will be selling you goods for rupees 1 lakh next month. Okay, so what will happen? Should the sale be recognized now or in the next month? What do you tell? I tell you it should be in the next month because now just the thing is maintained, just an agreement is made, but neither production nor dispatch have been done. Right. Suppose A has undertaken to sell and A has dispatched the goods. A has dispatched the goods to B. Then we can recognize it as a sale. So what does this indicate? We should have a legal right to recognize that revenue. Okay. There is one more thing. If B is giving advance of rupees 5,000 to A for the same sale, this advance recognition should be done. This advance should be recognized as revenue only when A has prepared the goods and is ready to dispatch. Okay. So we should have a legal right to receive that revenue. So only then the revenue can be recognized. This is this concept. Now, what about this matching? You have done this, he has done this contract for sale. Suppose A has arranged a broker and that broker is finding B. A is arranging a broker C and C is finding B. And A and B are making the contract. Suppose say in September they are making the contract. So A will be paying some brokerage charge to C, but even that brokerage should not be recognized in September because the revenue, this sale is recognized only in October. So this cost which is associated with this revenue, any expenditure incurred to earn the revenue will be recognized only when the said revenue is recognized. Okay, this is for September, October, it may not be relevant, but if it is March and April, then there will be a confusion. One particular example is outstanding salary or outstanding expenses. Let me take outstanding salary. Suppose B is an employee of A and A has not paid B the salary of March. A should have paid the salary of March by March end or due date. That is generally 31st March the salary will be paid only on say 2nd April. Okay. So if A is paying on or before 2nd April, then it should be recognized in this period. Okay. It will be recognized because we are not going to finalize the statements and submit on 31st March itself. But if A is paying only on 15th April, this salary will not be taken as paid in the previous year. And in the previous year, let's say it is 15th April 2020 and this is 2nd April 2020 was the time when the salary of March should have been paid. But it is paid only on 15th April 2020. So, this salary will be treated as paid only in 2020-21. And here, it will be treated as outstanding salary in the financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2020. Why? Because that salary was not paid by the time it was due. Okay, this is a bit of concept, but just understand that If an expense for the period has not been paid, then it will be treated as outstanding. But suppose by 2nd April, A paid the salary of April also. Advance salary. You take the salary for April and you work with me for 1 month. But that salary will not be treated as paid for to March because the period is only April. So only those expenses which are incurred to earn that revenue for that period will be to earn that revenue and for that period will be treated as expense for that. Here is one more example. If a salesman is paid 1% of commission on his sale, then only the 1% of sales that is recognized this year will be treated as salesman commission. If something extra is paid, it will be treated as prepaid commission only. Okay, this is related to these concepts. Then finally there is one concept called conservatism. That is, sometimes we will know that there is a chance of a loss. Okay, we will assume, we will anticipate, we will forecast that in future we may incur this loss. Any such anticipated loss should be recognized and a suitable measure should be taken in order to face that loss whenever it occurs. Okay. But it is no anticipated profit should be recognized, only anticipated loss should be recognized. This is the concept of conservatism or prudence. Then there is a concept called accrual. See, accrual is basically related to this matching concept. Matching and accrual are actually same. There are two bases of accounting, cash basis and accrual basis. Cash basis accounting will be when if ever you get cash, you will record it as cash. If ever you give cash, you will record it as given cash. You will not consider the period. Okay, accrual concept says that only those income and revenue which are for the particular period should be recognized, irrespective of whether they are paid and received. Whether or not they are paid or whether or not they are received, they will be recognized. So we have learned all these following concepts: the period, consistency, matching, revenue recognition, conservatism, accrual. And we learned the two bases of accounting: cash basis, accrual basis. So this will be with this lecture. We will again meet in the next lecture. So then, stay safe. Thank you.